And what would really be inspiring to her is to see this diverse group of people that make up a community who are each using their individual talents and abilities to fight and ultimately eradicate this insidious disease. And if you think about it, every family in America, virtually every family in America, has been touched by cancer. And the thing that I find so inspiring about the 100 and educational is to hear these stories of how families, as a unit or individually, deal with how cancer has affected their families and what they go on to do to help fight the disease. And it's clear when you listen to their stories that what's motivating them is to eliminate the disease from mankind, but really they're thinking about the next generation of the family. And when you think about giving a gift and handing it down to the next generation, which we all do all the time, once you've seen the pain and the suffering and the emotional costs of this disease, you want to do everything you can to make sure that nobody else ever in the future has to suffer with it. And I think Matt started off our evening tonight, and he's a great example of that. His father has had wonderful care. Kent and Celeste, they're wonderful people. They've had this amazing care at MGH. And for the second year in a row, Matt, our greatest export to the West Coast, has come back here. He comes back because he wants to honor and raise the awareness and raise the consciousness of the Cancer Center and the amazing work that this Army and this diverse community is doing on a daily basis. So I'd like to ask Matt to please come back up to the stage now.
Export to the West Coast. Sitting next to my father, and he just turned to me and goes, "Let's not push it." They ask how we stay grounded in Boston. I have to say, as a Bostonian, like everybody else in this room, familiar with Myra Graff's work and feel that loss and the loss that her passing has left in our community. But her commitment and her selflessness is exhibited in a lot of the people that we have here tonight, and that legacy carries on, fed by her example and carried on by those of us who were inspired by it. And we wanted to point out at this point in the program that there are a huge number of young philanthropists this year among this year's honorees, and so we just wanted to take a moment to recognize them. Okay, here we go. Mike Duffy was inspired to give back to the physicians. Mike organized the lemonade stand to raise money for sarcoma research. Henry and India Cloudy honor their father through their annual event, Family to Family, which helped spread holiday cheer to 55 families facing cancer last year. Mike Slonina rallied his community around his event, A Shot for Life, at which Mike shot hoops for 24 straight hours to raise awareness and funds for the Brain Tumor Center. For the last 5 years, Sally Johnson has been making beaded bracelets and necklaces that she sells to raise funds for ovarian cancer research in honor of her mother, Sarah. Students at Ursuline Academy in Dedham drummed up support and enthusiasm for the cancer cause by creating their very own version of the Pink Glove Dance, and their YouTube video has received nearly 4,000 views. Students on the Grafton High School National Honor Society were inspired by a local family's experience with stomach cancer to spearhead an annual campaign during Stomach Cancer Awareness Week. And last but certainly not least, Kelly Skelton is a passionate young man who springs to action when he learns about an important cause, and he encourages his community to get involved too. Kelly's nominators said that Kelly, quote, gives us all hope for the youth of tomorrow. I think it's safe to say that's true about everybody you just heard about. These are incredible young people. They deserve to be commended for their creativity, their generosity, their dedication. And at this time, I would ask all of you to please stand up and be recognized. In the weeks leading up to this event, some of our young philanthropists came together to make 800 bracelets with beads representing many different types of cancer. Students at Grafton High School took time out of their busy senior week activities and final exams. I bet it was hard to take time back. But they crafted these bracelets. And the volunteers with Lucy's Love Bus jumped at the opportunity to help. Now, if you make a gift to the Cancer Center tonight, you will receive one of these very special bracelets. There are pledge cards and pens located in the center of your tables, for those of you who weren't here last year. And students from the Grafton High School National Honor Society are coming around now to collect the cards and distribute bracelets. Congratulations, by the way, guys. To show our strength in numbers in this fight against cancer, what we're hoping is that by the end of the night, every single person in this room will be wearing a bracelet. And I would like to thank our young philanthropists, not only for their tremendous contributions, but for inspiring all of us. And to thank all of you for coming tonight and allowing me and my family to be part of this great event. We really appreciate it.
Now, before you fill them out, I want you to know a couple of quick things. This is really important, really important. Mass General and the Cancer Center there under Dr. Haber and Baselga, they are truly, truly, truly leading the way in the personalized therapies that are going to ultimately cure this disease. If you are going to give dollars to any cancer research cause in this country, put them all to the MGH Cancer Center. I'm on the board. I am so fortunate that I get to see the work they do. And you heard about the brilliant doctors earlier tonight, Alice Shaw, Momo Tamady, Dr. Stephen Zeitel's brilliant, Jason Estescu, brilliant. And the work, that video of Alice Shaw, think about that cancer cure, the lung cancer cure, and then think about the dollars. And Matt and I were here last year, and we were excited because at this part of the evening we raised $300,000. But this year we want to blow through that. So Matt and I talked, and we're gonna start the night off with a matching gift of $100,000 between the two of us for the first $100,000. But don't applaud us. This is about motivating all of you. So even if you filled the card out, No, Matt's better than this. He's a professional. But even if you filled it out, take it back and write down a bigger number. Please. There is nothing that you can do to advance the work of these great scientists than to do that. So, on behalf of all of us, thank you again, and it's now my pleasure to introduce our last speaker of the evening. I grew up a huge fan of Aerosmith, thinking someday it would be really cool to get their autograph. I am a little younger than you, Tom. And then, as an adult, A gentleman that's become one of my best friends, one of my closest friends, is also somebody who's been treated by Stephen Zeitels, as you've heard, is a passionate supporter of the